My Hero Academia.
Bob Ryan Academia.
This is My Hero Academia, chapter 355, Extras. Last we left off, Endeavor got hit pretty bad by an all-for-one attack, and Hawks was about to get it too, but he got saved by the unlikely duo of Jiro and Tokoyami, who have come in and flying to the rescue. Pretty cool team-up moment. We pretty much pick up where we last left off. Endeavor lands on the ground pretty hard, and if you there's this one panel of his face where he's just like just suffering in multiple ways. This is both physical and emotional distress on his face right now. He can't fucking stand it what's happening to him. So yeah, he's pretty wounded and he's down for now, it seems. Meanwhile, we cut back to up to the sky where Hawks is like, holy shit, what are these kids doing here? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So he looks up to Tokoyami, starting to think about actually Tokoyami yells down to him. He's like, I was sent to this location as additional support in the event of stalemates between the top powers. Isn't that right? And he looks down, and Hawks looks up, and he says, like, help me out again, hero? And Tokoyami's like, yeah.
Of course.
Hell yeah.
Too late now. He's one fall's looking right at me, so
yeah, I mean, I better help. Might as well. All for One does his gross arm thing. All of his powers are disgusting. You can't just have like a regular looking power. He releases these tendrils with mouths on them, like flying out of his arms, all gross and stuff. Tokoyami dodges them in midair. Hawks uses his feathers to fly Jiro through like the gaps. It was pretty cool. And he takes the opportunity to just like slash All for One in his mask, his life support mask. And he yells to them to aim for the mask as well. Jiro is just like shooken up a little bit because she almost died. So she's like, whoa. Yeah, she's like, whoa, I couldn't even see that coming. Midoriya, Aoyama, you're telling me this was the threat that was looming over you this whole time? Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, you got it. And then he does, All for One does this weird mouth arm cannon thing. It has a nose. Like
beam of gross excellence.
Yeah, what was it?
I said a beam of gross excellence.
Yeah, it's not great.
Shoots it and he's like in a T-pose like,
yeah.
Witness my magnificent attack.
My awesome face hand beam. He blasts them, but Hawks uses his feathers to, I think, like divert the blast so it doesn't they don't take it head on. He does what he always does. He talks shit. He's like, you children just happen to be paired off with these big shots, yet you imagine yourselves special somehow, worthy of facing the demon lord himself.
He talks shit to get into you. That's like his character. That is part of his ability.
Yeah.
Pseudo ability.
He's the guy who talks mad shit in a online video game.
Oh yeah. Oh,
like when you're trying your heart out to fucking beat his ass, he's in your head.
Yeah. Is this flashbacks from your Valorant streaming days where the people talking shit?
That's me actually. I'm that guy.
You're All for One. It explains so much.
Okay. Like
I'm the online shit talker. I'm sorry. I'm All for One.
Oh my god. But yeah, Jiro just responds to all that. He's like, screw all that. It doesn't matter. My problem is that you're the one who made my pals cry. And she does her heartbeat sound. And All for One seems to be like flying through that. He's like making his way up
And she only has one ear.
Oh, she does only have one ear. Wow, I didn't even catch that. Damn. That's brutal. That's like one of her main weapons taken out is her earlobe. I didn't even see that. Sheesh. So, yeah, he's coming closer, but then he's about to do something. Another gross power, probably. But then he gets held back by the quirks that he's stolen in the past. They're very wills that live within the All for One verse, I imagine. And they start holding him back. And he's like, wow, impossible. Even New Order didn't manage this. They were spurred on by this. By the weakness of such pushovers. We then get he's stuck in the middle of Jiro's blast, and Hawk pulls up behind him, and he sees the little cracks that he's been making in All for One's armor or life support mask this whole time. He comes in and he smacks the shit out of it, blasting off the mask a little bit. You get to see his little lima bean face cracking through a little bit, and that's where the chapter ends. Big 2-page spread where Hawk's baseball bat swings as hard as he can, his face, and yeah, that was My Hero Academia. Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
Man, this shit was pretty lit because he hit his head so hard with that sword it fucking shattered.
Yeah,
he put his all into that one, and he drew that very well. Man, you want to talk about bullshit? Chris, what am I about to say?
I don't know. I never know what you're about to say.
Contrivance?
Oh, this is your contrivance? What?
Oh, no. All right. If you go to page 12 of 15, you will spot the panel of contrivance.
Oh, the wills of the other quirks stopping him?
That's like, he says, impossible. Even New Order didn't manage this. Order.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
I mean, I'll save it for my thoughts. You continue onward.
This Jiro was so loud, the sound waves went through his body and woke up the quirks. Maybe that's what it was.
I don't know what to say.
I'm running his fucking mouth. You know what? I'll hold the suspension of disbelief. It's cool. It happened, and the kids got to show out. Tokoyami ain't do anything but fly around, but you know, the manga's not over, right? So it's more opportunities. I want to see Black Shadow get out there and go fucking nuts. I want to see.
Still daytime though.
Yeah, he is weaker during this time.
All right, well, you know, later in the day. You know,
later at night, when the moon comes out,
a little bit later in the arc. Yeah. Maybe like at dusk, you know, like around 8 o'clock or something.
8 o'clock, 8:30.
Yeah.
8:45.
Yeah, that's about right. Not right now.
Not right
now. Yeah. Anyway, it was a cool chapter altogether. I mean, All for One is like this comic mischievous villain, and I have mixed feelings about it, but it's enjoyable, you know. I get it, like I recognize that that's part of his game, and he does talk some pretty good shit. I like it. He got his face cracked open, and you know, once Endeavor gets over his anguish, you know, he's gonna barbecue his lima bean ass. Lima bean face.
Lima bean face.
Lima bean face. All right, that's all I got. I like the chapter. It wasn't my RGC though.
Well, what did you think, Brian? Is this your RGC?
Yeah, it is.
Oh my god.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
I really like this fucking chapter just because, you know, the art is top tier, you know, he's kind of sowing in the seeds for the story of the fight. I think this whole fight boils down to when Endeavor finds out that Dabi got defeated. Once he finds out that Dabi got defeated, I feel like that'll be the turning point in this fight. Just because a lot of this fight against All For One hinges on Endeavor being 100%, and he didn't come into this fight 100%. So I really like that Jiro is getting some really cool moments. You know, still, it's still going. I really fucking like that. Give me more cast members doing their thing. I'm really interested to learn more about how his quirk works, because I didn't know that it was like a whole thing. Like, I didn't know that it was a whole, like, their spirits are actually embodied in the quirks. Now that I think about it, it makes a little bit of sense just because of how One For All works. Because One For All has the spirits of the quirk users inside too. And also, does this mean whenever One For All, like, whenever All For One, like, transfers a quirk over to somebody, that he's literally putting another spirit inside of their body? Like, this just raises a lot of questions, this chapter, when it comes to how that quirk works specifically.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really looking forward to see what comes up in these next coming chapters.
Yeah. I guess, like, to correct you real fast, Brian, Endeavor does know that Dabi has been defeated.
He does?
Yeah, he heard the broadcast pretty much all around, and that's one of the things that, like, All For One was, like, teasing about. Is like, oh, you had to let Toya do it. You had to let Shoto do it. You couldn't do it yourself. You know, all that stuff. But yeah, I think Endeavor knows for sure. As far as the visages go, I don't know if it's super expressed that, like, the other quirks have, like, kind of a soul to them, or, like, a mind of their own. I think it does. Just because, like, I think of how the quirk singularity works. I think, like, as quirks evolved, they became more very entwined in people's, like, souls in general. So I could buy it, because, you know, you see the visages of the other One For All people. They exist, I think, in the same way, and I wouldn't be surprised if the rules applied for most other people. It's just maybe harder for other people to manifest in the same way that the One For All visages do. But yeah, that's my thought on that. I guess my overall thoughts in the chapter is, man, I really like this chapter a lot too. I'm trying to I don't think it's my RGC quite yet. It was super close. The more that I think about it just wasn't, but it was, like, neck and neck with the next guy. But I will say this was a pretty good chapter overall. I do like that Jiro and Tokoyami are more involved in this battle. I feel like All For One's fighting style is very much just like, check out my cool tendrils. I do weird things with my hands and my body. And it's not a lot of diversity in his attacks, but he is a menacing kind of villain in general. I love that Hawks is... He's like very nerfed at this point, but he's still doing his thing and, you know, keeping the kids alive so they can do, you know, the harder work. Again, I really like that Jiro is getting a little bit more spotlight. You know, she's one of the characters that we've seen in the past get special, like, you know, arc specific treatment where her character has been developed. I like that. I agree that it's maybe a little contrivance that all of a sudden the other visages of everybody's quirks can intervene in All For One's attacks, but I'll let it slide. You know, it didn't bother me all that much, but I did clock that. I was like, all right, you get by with this one, I guess. That last 2-page spread was sick. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool chapter overall. I don't have much else to say about My Hero Academia. Any final rebuttals? Anything else before we move onward?
I All right. I'll say something about the the vestiges. It's not. I understand that the quirks have souls. It wasn't. It's not that I didn't believe this is something that could happen. It was that why now? Why didn't they stand up like when he was fighting against All Might? You know what I'm saying? It would have been nice to save his ass.
Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like it's not the fact that there are visages that can intervene. It's that it feels like there wasn't like precedent set up for it outside of the.
No, I'm just like, you're right. And he even says not even New or Order could do that. Did it to this level.
Yeah.
Come on, man. It's like he added that in. It's like, was that supposed to like.
Oh, maybe there's something special about Jiro's quirk that we don't know about. Like maybe it's more than just a sound quirk. Maybe it's something special. There's something more to it.
Yeah. I would say that it's maybe I would buy a lot of things, you know, like it's not absurd to me that like maybe Jiro's ability like weakened All For One. Maybe it's like All For One has to be kind of like on top of these guys so they don't take him over constantly. The thing is that, you know, it's a lot of like guessing to kind of like establish this, and it just reads a little convenient. It's not a huge deal to me, but that's just how it read initially as well for me. Because I don't have a problem with the visages coming in and stopping him at all. It just feels like it's a little convenient that at this particular moment, out of every particular moment in the series, that it happened. But you know, it could be Jiro's quirk, it could be whatever. It's just little things.
So I went to Google to look up a word, and it's called it's a noun called contrivance, right? The first definition, the first thing it says is the use of skills to bring something about or create something, right? The second one is a device, especially in literary or artistic composition, which gives a sense of artificiality.
Mm-hmm.
And then their sentence to go with that is the often tiresome contrivances of historical fiction. I can't make this up, guys. It's literally there on the website.
There you go. We now know what contrivance means. Yeah, no, it's a...
No, I feel like they're alluding to Jiro's quirk being not what it seems.
I think what
like,
they
I
said...
feel like there's something a little extra to it.
Yeah, I think All For One is definitely alluding that Jiro's quirk specifically is the one that kind of like caused these visages to gain some kind of foothold over All For One. So
what I think is like, I think if she's like, I think her sound has like, if there's love or something, like I feel like if people can hear it, there's some influence that it can have over people, like an inspirational influence or some sort.
Like kind of like Brooke, like how
kind of like that.
Or
kind of like you know the microphone guy, like the guy
President Mike. President Mike.
No, the other guy. There's the guy who like can kind of invigorate people in the what's it called? Damn, they're the kind of similar to that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, he like hypes you up.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I remember him. I just don't remember his name. Trumpet. I think that was his name.
Right. It was one of the bad guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, during the My Villain arc. Wow, good call, good pull, Brian.
Yeah, it has to be something like that, like a sound-related quirk that can affect people.
Yeah.
You know what? Just now that happened. Brian caught something on the hook. He caught the idea fish, and then Chris and I came in with the assist and was like, to bring that shit up.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hey, I mean, again, if that's true, at this point, it's what's my favorite word? Conjecture, and that's the kind of point that I'm trying to make here. But you know what? I'll take it. You know, I don't have a problem with that. If that were the case, I'm fine with it. I have no problems. It's just all of a sudden, like my initial reaction seeing that panel where he was like, huh? My quirks are backfiring against me without new order?
He smiled like, "Oh, this is crazy."
This is crazy. I can't believe that they're turning my own power against me, but it will not be enough.
And he was just kind of walking through it. He was moving towards her at a reasonable pace from what I seen as far as a still picture could portray.
Yeah.